Hey guys, how's it going? This is Michael.
This is Kyle.
And this is our trailer reaction review to Marvel Studios' Black Widow, the new trailer. You excited about this one, Kyle?
Yeah, I am. I'm always excited about Marvel movies.
Yeah.
We've been in a little bit of a drought for the last, 2 years after Endgame, so
That's true.
now we're getting a huge influx of Marvel stuff, and this was supposed to come out a year ago, so we shouldn't have
Yeah,
been
it's
in a
gotten
drought.
pushed back because of the pandemic here.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. I've been looking forward to this. The Whispers came out when she died in Infinity War, right?
Spoilers.
Oh, spoilers for whoever hasn't seen Infinity War, right? But in any case,
Endgame. She does
was it Endgame? Oh wow, spoiler. See, I gave the wrong spoiler. You actually gave the real spoiler.
Right.
In any case, the Whispers for this movie came out, and we were all thinking about how's she going to be featured in future movies if she's dead? Well, now we know it's going to take place back in time, right? It's going to be before her. Before her integration with Shield.
Yeah, I think this is pre Black Widow assassin, like when she was in Russia, growing up in Russia or whatever.
Cool.
I think.
Yeah, so as you guys can see, we don't know a ton about it, but very excited for it. I love the character of Black Widow. I think she does a really good job, and looking forward to seeing what we have in store here. So let's go ahead and put on our headsets, and we will take a look at the new Black Widow trailer. Marvel Studios Black Widow new trailer. Let's go ahead and take a look.
You don't know everything about me.
No, I don't.
I've lived a lot of lives. Before I was an Avenger. Before I got this family.
Oh, I missed that theme.
I made mistakes. Choosing between what the world wants you to be and who you are.
I guess spoilers are okay.
I apparently. Oh, July.
We have to go back to where it all started.
Where did you think I was all this time?
We have unfinished business.
My girls are the toughest girls in the world.
I'm sorry. We had our orders and we played our roles.
It wasn't real.
It was real to me. To me, you were everything.
Bring her home.
Put your seatbelts on. She's such a mom.
One thing's for sure. I'm done running from my past.
Cool.
Dude, that soundtrack.
I know that
That soundtrack
really good.
was pretty fire, dude.
That sounded really good. Yeah, so we're gonna learn a little bit more about excuse me. I'm learning a little bit more about Black Widow's past. Still a little confused to what the plot of the movie is. It kind of seems like she has an old, was it a sister, you think?
Yeah,
or...
it's definitely. I believe from the first trailer, like when it first came out, that was they said sister, and the dad said family. My two girls are the strongest girls ever. Yeah.
So her sister kind of comes back. It looks like this is pre, and then maybe her sister has the same type of abilities. The bad guy apparently doesn't like the organization that she was in, doesn't like that she's out on her own now, and wants her to come back to the hive mind. Is that kind of what it seems
Maybe.
like the plot may be?
It could be. There's that. There's the fact that the main character, or the villain who was attacking him, uses a bow and arrow. Who else?
Yeah.
Who else do we know in the?
Do you really think that's him?
Possible.
That would be crazy.
Possible. If not, I mean, there's always the
Maybe
the,
that's because they do have a kinship, right? The two of them, they've worked together.
the joke in Adventures is like, this is nothing like Bangladesh or whatever. Like they said,
Are we gonna see? Are we gonna see that? I don't know.
That could be.
Yeah.
I think that's like a fan requested thing where like they want to see like what are you guys talking about, like and give some
yeah.
backstory to that,
Yeah.
which would fill it out a little bit more. But I definitely said like that is much better than the first trailer we saw for it, as where like I didn't really care. Also, she's human, right?
Yes.
I feel like half the things we saw her do, she would die or get seriously injured from. Falling from planes without parachutes, going down the
But we never
building.
saw her land though, so maybe she does find a parachute at the end. She maybe in air she grabs someone and hangs onto their parachute and then it deploys it or
That's very possible.
something. So to me, it was kind of weird. I had the feeling when I was looking at it when she was like, there was the building surrounded by the helicopters and whatnot. I got a very X-Men-y vibe from that, like Professor X and like that whole kind of how they did that series, the same cinematography.
Sure.
I got a very X-Men-y vibe from it, especially when there was a bunch of people there. It kind of seemed like it was the Professor Xavier's Institute. And so I wonder if that's going to play its way and make itself kind of more of an educational institution. I want to see a little bit more of a backstory on that educational institution where she learned to do all these things.
Well, it's also going to be weird how they play with the fact of like we know the end of her story, right? Like we know where her trail like, and her sister, her dad, they weren't really ever talked about.
No, no, they weren't, not at all. So was it her dad that trained her? Because I was under the impression she joined like an assassin's club.
Right. Well, I also remember so I that could be part of it. I don't know. Maybe the dad was responsible for it or something. But I also remember them saying, remember when Red Skull in Endgame found them on Vormir, and he's like, what's her name?
Black
Widow, daughter of whatever, and she's like, I never knew my father's name. So
Igor, right? Igor was the name. Was
so
the father's
whoever,
name.
Ivan, I think it was.
Ivan,
Whoever it was. Like, how does that play into it? Does she suffer memory loss at some point? Is that not her real father? Like
that's true, because clearly she grew up with the fathers. Is that just going to be a plot hole?
Plot hole, probably.
You think so?
I don't know. Like I'm okay with certain plot holes. Like you take creative liberties on certain things. I don't know if that's going to be like a thing or not. But as far as my excitement, I'd say I'm about an 8 for Black Widow. I wasn't even that high on it when the trailer first came out. But it looks like a fun spy, thriller chase movie in the style of Avengers, maybe like in the style of Winter Soldier, the way the Winter Soldier, because I get a lot of Winter Soldier vibes from it.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely more realistic, more gritty. It kind of seems like it takes place in the real world, but with explosions and all that stuff. There's no superpowers. There's nothing to help her stabilize those falls. So we have to see her being crafty. And that's the thing I've always liked about Black Widow.
My one fear is I don't want to see this just be like a forgotten Marvel movie. I want this to either make Revelations clear in other movies. Yeah. Or no, just not a prequel for the sake of just keeping Scarlett Johansson inside the MCU.
Yeah. I hope so too. Maybe we find her in the alternate dimensions with Loki.
Oh yeah, that's right. Alternate dimension. You can do anything now with all these split timeline things.
Yeah, that's great. Well, which I'm happy for because I love.
What is the Sorcerer's Supreme responsibility with these split timelines? I don't.
She's kind of missing the boat on that one. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm excited for Black Widow. I'm excited to see another trailer, maybe a little bit more plot development to see what the story is actually going to be.
I'm
little
good.
bit about.
I just want to see it now.
You just want to see the movie now?
Yeah, I don't need more plot in a trailer.
Fair enough. Appreciate it as always. Thank you very much. And this is Michael.
This is Kyle.
And this has been a critique on the universe of trailers.
Later, guys.